Hey, this is Crystal Cotton, and I am so glad you are here. So, I help small business owners and entrepreneurs to show up professionally without breaking the budget or wasting precious time. But I got to tell you something. You know what? I was listening to this guy, and he hurt my feelings. So, I'm going to tell you what happened. I was listening to a video by Brandon Bouchard, and he really hurt my feelings. And what he was talking about is habits. And you know, when your stuff is not completely 100% tight, your feelings get hurt when somebody call your mess out. So today I got called out, and I'm gonna share that with you. In 1 second, let me turn this music down. Hold up. I couldn't hear myself talk. Okay, so. All right, so what he was talking about is the habits of people, and they really were kind of like basic things that I really kind of felt like I had on pretty tight. But when the way he broke it down, I was like, oh no, I have some improvement I need to make here. So let's get into the content. So the first thing, so I'm gonna share three of the things that he really shared in this video that really made me do a double take and be like, oh, you know what? You're right. I need to do this because, you know, when you're working and you're busy and you're making things happen and you've got, you know, a to-do list as tall as you are, it's easy to get distracted and not really do the things that you know you need to do to move yourself forward, because it's just the nature of things, being so busy. Because it's not just your business you're doing your business, you got kids, you got family, you got bills, you got stuff. And so just to come back and really kind of take control of that, it can be challenging. And so what I'm going to share the three greatest takeaways that I got today from this video. The guy was Brandon Bouchard, which I really don't listen too much Brandon Bouchard, but I really like this YouTube channel called, I think it's BYBO or something like that. They have like a lot of motivational things. And so I was listening to this one and it really hit home. Okay, so the first thing, he talked about the calendar, okay? So, and he said that he was shocked that most people do not have a calendar. And I was like, well, I have a calendar. But then he said that you don't, if you do have a calendar, you do not strategically block out time toward the major things you want in your life. Now, and then I was like, well, I block out things. And then I was thinking, no, boo, you got a bunch of stuff blocked out in your calendar, but you don't really follow it. Like I make space in my calendar for things, but then something else comes up and then I just push it aside. And so what he's saying here is that, and he talked about his calendar just being blocked out military wise, but he said that if he just popped in and looked at your calendar, there wouldn't be anything there. Because you're not planning your time and blocking out time to do the things you ought to do, right? So I was like, yeah, okay, you're right about that. You know, right? I gotta fix that. So, and then I started thinking about it. I do planning and I do think about the things I strategically need to do, but I'm a little bit too lax because I'm always struggling, especially, you know, being home with the boys. Like I'm struggling with working, like always working, even though we're home, and they're struggling with it. So they're like, see me at home, and they're like, oh, well, mama's home. Let's go get ice cream. Let's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's summertime. We're out of school. Let's go. And I'm like, babe, I mean, I can't just be going all the time, right? So, so the one thing I'm going to change based on this, is to not only block out time in my calendar strategically, but also hold myself accountable to what I say I'm going to do and stop pushing out my things to be able to do things for other people, if that makes sense. So in other words, I need to block out time for my boys, for us to do stuff. So like Friday, at around 3 o'clock, we're going to go get ice cream. Not just, kind of pop up and just be like, oh, let's go get ice cream. No, mama can't do that. Mama can't do. So that's one thing. So the first thing is have intention about strategically schedule on your calendar so that you're constantly working towards the things that you want, and hold yourself accountable to that calendar and not let other things push your stuff out the way. So the second thing he said was that we undervalue the power of human, how did he say this? Contemplative thought, human contemplative thought and or visualization, right? So, and I do visualize, and I also, I do a lot of thinking. Like, I'm a thinker. That's like, it's what I do. I'm a thinker. Let me get this out the way. But I don't really do it as much as I should. In other words, I was reading this book. Which one was it? The Science of Getting Rich? Which one was it? I can't remember. I think it was The Science of Getting Rich. I'm not sure. But basically what it was saying is that every minute that you're awake, you should be, in other words, you should be daydreaming your future life. You should be walking in your future life as much as you can and really like visualizing what you want your life to be like all the time. And so, and contemplating what is it going to be like, and who's going to be there, and what are you going to be doing, and what are you going to enjoy, like those types of things. Because like it's so easy, like with the previous point, to just be out there and running around and never really take time to think about, like, what are you creating? Who are you becoming? What is going on? What are you doing? Right? It's so easy to just be like, no, I didn't think about that. And so I used to be, I'm always on pursuit of something, but I used to not even really have a vision of what my life would be like, right? So you have this goal, like say you got $1 goal of what you want, but then how do you feel the feeling of actually being there? Like I was missing that part. So when he talked about undervaluing the power of contemplative thought, that was my contemplative thought. I was like, oh, I need to spend more time living in my true life instead of, now that's not to say, now wait, let me back that up. So I'm not saying that we're not living in the moment, because the current moment is all there is. I'm saying that in the current moment, we should be, or I should be, let me talk about myself. In the current moment, I should be living it as though, and thinking the thoughts of the person that is the one living the life I want to have. In other words, we kind of get confused about future and planning and goals and all that kind of stuff. The key is, which I shared on a previous video, the key is to, in this moment, become the person that's living in the life you want to be living in that moment, if that makes sense. So it's a little different than thinking of the future. It's more like becoming that person right now and behaving in that way right now, so that you are actually living that path, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. But anyway, that was the second thing. So I was like, And then the third thing that hurt my feelings was, he talked about, like he was going through his habits every day, right? And so he says, okay, he says things like, I get up, I do 20 minutes of exercise, I read a book, blah, blah, I drink green tea, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But then he said he sits down after he does some of those things. He looks at his calendar and he looks at the major chunks of items in his calendar, and he says, I should have turned off notifications. I keep getting notifications. So he looked in his calendar and he said, okay, for the big chunks of things I need to do today, how can I make those excellent? How can I do those in a way that is excellent? And I always have an excellence mindset, but I don't actually look at a task ahead of time and contemplate how to make it excellent. And I thought that was really profound, because I just kind of do what I do, But man, how much better could I do what I do if I thought about it just a few minutes, like a couple of minutes ahead of time, and say, man, you know what? How can I make this amazing? And this doesn't just apply to work either. This can apply to relationships. This can apply to events. This can apply to a recipe that you're going to cook. This can apply to, time that you're going to spend with your kids. How can I make that interaction amazing? And excellent. And I just thought, no, we just got to go through life, do stuff. I mean, you want to make it fun, but how much better can things be if you just anticipate and have an expectation that it's going to be excellent? So anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. Like, the dude, he really hurt my feelings. He cut me to the core on a couple of these things, but I'm making changes, and I'm excited about the changes because change is good. It means that I'm getting better every day, right? And so are you. So just to summarize, the first thing is that don't just use your calendar, but block out time in your calendar strategically so that you are focusing on the things that are in line with what you want to accomplish, and then hold yourself accountable to the calendar. The second one is to visualize, and do not underestimate the power of being able to actually see yourself and become the person who is living the life you want to live. It's very powerful. And third is to be intentional in the big chunks of things in your day that you have to do. Think about how can you make them excellent. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share today. I'm super excited about incorporating this new learning into my life, and I'm also super excited about my show on Saturday. Okay, do come and check it out, 2:00 on Saturday on the We TV World. And also, if you know anyone who's looking for marketing support, that's small business owner, then definitely send them my way, because I love doing marketing type things like logos and websites and landing pages and stuff. That is kind of my jam, I discovered accidentally. But anyway, so if this was helpful for you, then definitely share the video. I love it when people share my video, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.